What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another album thoughts video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the new album from Wicked Sensation. It's called Outbreak. Now, you know how we like to do. First and foremost, let's check out that cover. Boom. Take it in. Take that bad boy in. Right? Just look at that. Now that is a cover. I mean, the dude, he's like in like the desert, I guess, and there's just sand swirling all around, and there's like a portal in the background, and he's coming out of one that's more in the foreground, and there's this cool car that looks like something combined with Back to the Future and Mad Max. You know, it's kind of all cobbled together and whatnot, but it's hovering, and then the guy, he's got a cool cowboy hat on, this cool mask and cybernetic arm. Dude, that cover is sick. You know, I didn't inspect every single cover from every single album this year, but this has got to be one of my favorites. I mean, it's just oozes cool. And the thing that's neat about it too is when you start the album, the opening track, Mission Time Walker, kind of gives some background into, from what I could gather, the coronavirus has spread on an intergalactic level. And so this Time Walker has been sent back to 2019 to try to rectify things and whatnot. So, look, it's A+ for that. I mean, that cover's sick. Okay. So already I was, okay, cool, let's get on in there. Anyhow, that's the cover. Next thing I gotta mention is, with all of the big releases I was kind of looking forward to this month, like Manimal, Iron Fate, Solaris, Agarthic, stuff like that, this one I thought was just honestly gonna kind of get lost in the noise. But I gave it a spin, it started up, and right off the bat, that intro, the Mission Time Walker, kind of pulled me in. And then Starbreaker, the second track, just once that starts, I was all in. But I'm getting a little ahead of myself. This album is 11 tracks long, and it's about 47 minutes. So again, right there in that sweet spot. You know, I always say I like it kind of between 45 minutes and an hour, give or take. So right there. Yeah, so this thing gets going, and it is melodic rock. I'm just going to say right now that this album was probably, actually not probably, definitely the biggest surprise for me of the month so far, with how much I enjoyed this thing. It is just excellent melodic rock. I mean, it's got such personality to it. Every song, it's got great melodies. It's got a lot of style. It's varied. Every song, like I said, has its own personality and characteristics. You know, nothing really bleeds together. Every song is very distinct. The vocals are great. They match the style very much. Now, this album, it's not as synth or keyboard heavy. There's definitely some there, don't get me wrong. But you know how some melodic rock can focus more on the synth or the keyboard. Others focus a little bit more like on the guitars and things like that. This is more on the guitar side, but there's definitely still some keys and synth in there. Again, vocals, fantastic. He's got a little bit of like a raspiness or like a gruffness about his voice that really lends itself to this style of melodic rock. And like I said, the guitars, excellent. The guitar work on this thing is just fantastic because the riffs, for each, the guitars almost have their own characteristics, or the guitars really kind of set the mood themselves. There's certain songs where just with the guitar riff, you can get the feel for how the song is going to go. Like, it's going to have a little bit of kind of a playful attitude, or it's going to have kind of a heavier, you know, hitting kind of song or whatnot. It just, the guitar work is just fantastic. I really dug it. It really gives you a sense, or it really gives a feeling kind of, or emotion of each song, even before the vocals even begin. So really, really cool. I was really impressed with that. Some of the highlights on here, as I mentioned, Starbreaker is the second track. It immediately follows the intro, and it's a great song. Satisfied Temptation is also one of my favorites. It's got a chorus that's kind of got a heavier, kind of, not dirty, but like grittier, heavier, kind of punchy kind of sound to it. And I really, really dug that. Hideaway is fantastic, just absolutely fantastic melody in that one. Face Reality keeps getting stuck in my head all the time. It really just gets lodged up in there. And it all, the whole album closes out with Tomorrow, which is like an acoustic track, and it just rounds out the whole album with kind of an emotional and optimistic feel. It's just excellent melodic rock. I was just floored by how well this album was put together, and how everything mixed, and how every song, like I said, has its own personality. It's just, there's a song, Jaded Lady. It kind of starts out, the guitar riff's kind of got like an attitude to it. It's just really cool. If I had to recommend one song, just one song for y'all to check out, to see if you wanted to listen to it, which, speaking of which, I'm going to try to incorporate that into my album thoughts and give you one song. If I had to pick one song for you to listen to, it may not necessarily be my favorite on the album, but it's just, if you only listen to one song, that's the one song that I recommend you listen to. On this one, it would probably be Hideaway, which just so happens to be one of my favorites. I think that one will just reel you in, hook, line, and sinker, give you a good feel for how the album goes. Again, it's called Hideaway. Check that out. This thing just really kind of blew me away. I've listened to it like 5 or 6 times now. Usually I'll stop after 2 or 3 times to do an album thoughts. But this one, I've been finding myself sitting there and be like, now what should I listen to? Let me throw Wicked Sensation back on, their new album, Outbreak. And I just listened to it, and I just dig it. This is definitely up there with Second Rain's debut album, Gravity, this year as some of the top best melodic rock of the year. I'm saying it right now. Wicked Sensation and Second Rain, both of them just absolutely killed it this year. There's a couple others, but if you're a fan of melodic rock, especially some that kind of has vibes of an older school kind of classic melodic rock, like the Bon Jovi era, and not so much the newer, like Brother Fire Tribe, again, more synth-heavy melodic rock, that this is definitely for you. I was just thoroughly impressed. It's just, from start to finish, excellent. All the musicianship, fantastic. The vocals are great. Again, and every song stands alone, like carries its own weight. You know, it's just fantastic. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. I'm going to keep listening to it. Biggest surprise album of December, in my opinion. So that's that. Final thoughts? You ask, what is your final thought? Should we listen to this album? The answer, yes. This is a wicked good sensation. Ranger.